Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining me on Little Shorts with Mandy. It's good to have you here. It's Ellie, right? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So, welcome. We're here today. We're going to talk a little bit about your music. And I wanted to start first with your single, Too Old, and then in parentheses, For This Shit, which has been out for a while now. So, I want to ask you, how's that been? How have you felt about it?
It's been going great. Yeah, it's a super fun song. I shot the music video like a few blocks from where I live, and just people in my life and people on social media have really been, um, I don't know, enjoying the song, having fun with
Great.
it.
That's great. So people have been
Yeah,
receptive to it then. Do you find then that the audience is, I'm not going to say older people, but do you find that you're engaging your target audience, which would be, I'm presuming, people, around your age, which is like 40ish and so on?
yeah, absolutely. I think like I started making music or sort of like more seriously pursuing songwriting in my mid 30s. And especially with this record, a lot of the themes that I'm talking about are things that are happening in my life. And I'm
Right.
getting closer to 40. I turned 40 this year. So a
Okay.
lot of it is just like reflecting on this time in my life. And also, too, realizing that there as I go through this, there are other people that are going through it too, and, why not write about it and share about, I guess, like, this monumental sort of, like, age that I think in society we all think like, "Oh, you reach 40, that's, like, the halfway point." But I
Right.
feel like, I challenging sort of our notions of what that looks like because I remember what it was like when my parents both turned 40, and it just feels
Right.
so different from what I
It does,
expected.
it does, yes. I agree with you, and I remember, when you're younger and you're thinking like, "My god, like 30 is even old," right? So you can't even imagine in your brain turning 40. I turned 51 this year, and now I feel like I'm just getting started. So is that kind
Absolutely.
of what are some of the kind of challenges that you feel that you're encountering at this age that you're bringing up in the song? Like, what are some of the issues?
Um, I think it's well, to speak to Too Old for This Shit, specifically, like, that song is a lot about, I think, growing up and becoming an adult and kinda going like, "What is this? What is this supposed to be?" Because I don't necessarily feel like an adult. I still feel like a
Right.
kid sometimes, but yet
Yeah.
I have to pay bills. I gotta, show up to work on time. There's responsibilities and things that are expected of me, so I know that I'm an adult, like, I know that based on sort of the parameters of my life and the structure that I need to live within, but at the same time, it's like, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like an adult.
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. It's like it's hard to come to terms with the way you feel inside, like in your heart versus like your physical age, right? So it's maybe about being young at heart. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you too. So um in the music industry or in any industry for that matter, we always see that there's a struggle for both a women and b older people, and you're a combination kind of the two. How did you Was that indeed a challenge for you, or did it work to your advantage in any way? Like, how did you deal with that?
Yeah, I think I don't know, I guess, like, I've been in the entertainment industry since I was in my early 20s, and so very aware of all the challenges that, you know it's very competitive. There's a lot of people that wanna do it. There's a lot of people that wanna be out there and performing. So I think by this point, I'm sort of used to the fact that, you know,
Right.
it's a little harder to make it, especially as I'm discovering in the music industry, there's even more competition and
Hmm.
people,
For sure.
um, all sort of like fighting for the same recognition or exposure or listens. Um, so I've sort of
Uh-huh.
learned that I have to accept that there's only one me and,
Right.
nobody can compete with that, you know? It's like
Sure. Yeah.
when you're unique and you sort of embrace your individuality, um, you carve your own path, and so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm just very aware of the fact that, like, there may be a tried and true way to do it, but that's never really worked for me. I've always kinda had to make my own way and get creative about things,
Right.
and
And I guess
also
one
lower
of sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, and also just, like, lower my expectations and be grateful for the things that do happen, along the way, and also to,
Uh-huh.
like, the challenges and the things that you learn when things don't necessarily work out or go the way that you thought that they were gonna go.
Right. And I guess that is one of the advantages to having more life experience is that you are better equipped to deal with these situations that arise and deal with your own emotions about the situation and anticipate things that might happen. And so you said you've been in the entertainment industry since your 20s. Was it always music?
Yeah, so, well, yes and no. It's like I've been singing since I was a kid. My dad's a singer-songwriter, so I feel like I come to music quite honestly, and, when I was a teen, I was actually in a Christian pop band for a couple years. I
Interesting.
have a pretty yeah, I have a pretty wide, I would say, array of experiences. I've done sketch comedy, I've done theater, film and television, voiceover. So when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a singer and do music, but then I discovered theater and ended up going to theater school. So throughout my 20s, I was more, I would say, seriously pursuing theater and film and television, and then singing and doing musical theater sort of on the side.
Right. Right. And
So
then when
yeah,
did you
so I've
realize then that music was the part of that path that you wanted to take versus, acting and so forth?
yeah, I think um it was it was during COVID. Things kind of shut down and the life
Right.
this is a common story. Life as I
Yes,
knew it
yes.
changed.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just taking a step back and kind of looking at the big picture. And a really big part of it, actually, for me was that I quit drinking and was sort of just like stuck at home by myself and thinking, what can I do? I love to create, I love to write. So it's like, what do I do, um, by myself to make sense of all of these emotions that are coming up as a result of this new sort of like journey of sobriety that I'm embarking on. And I got
Right.
my piano tuned and started playing piano and writing
Right.
songs. And I think
And
because I had already, like, produced my own work, it just became a natural fit to go, "Okay, well, I sorta know all the pieces of the puzzle that I need to put my music out into the world," and so I just started releasing music.
cool. And you write and produce all your own music and lyrics
Yeah,
and the
well,
end product? Yeah.
I have mostly, on this last record that like my album that I'm releasing this year, I collaborated with Hawksley Workman, and so he produced the album, and, one of the ideas he had was that I come to Peterborough where he lives, and we do some co-writing, so I ended up doing some co-writing with him and another young songwriter based out of Peterborough named Tristan Conkle. So, about half of the songs on my new record, including Too Old for This Shit, are written with Hawksley and Tristan.
Nice. Oh, it is interesting. And so this is kind of an aside to the music, but it's interesting that you stopped drinking during COVID when you were on lockdown and all by yourself. And let's, first of all, congratulations on your sobriety. But that
Thank
must
you.
have been, I mean, a crazy difficult task. Or did it make it easier that you were alone and kind of forced to stay inside?
Well, I think like anybody, at the beginning of COVID, I definitely was like, "Oh, I'm home and alone, and I'm not working, and drinking is fun, makes me feel better."
Right.
So I think I
Right.
kinda went at the beginning of COVID, really leaned hard into alcohol and then realized I was like, "I don't really enjoy this relationship." So, it was about a year into COVID that I decided, and I think, honestly, it was a blessing in disguise to be able to have that time at home alone to
Right.
tackle it, because I think if I had been sort of, like, in my life and expected to be out and socializing with people, it might have been harder.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's kind of like you say, a blessing in disguise that you could focus solely on it. There are no temptations, so to speak, to go out and that kind of thing and socialize, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ellie, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about your musical influences. What kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Oh my goodness. Well, the reason I started singing was Celine Dion. I went to a Celine
Okay.
Dion concert. Yeah, I went and saw Celine Dion perform. I think I was like 3 or 4 with my family and was just absolutely blown away.
Oh,
Um, it was this moment of like, I don't know, I think we have these moments of recognition where we see people doing a thing and we go, "I wanna do that."
right. Right.
And, yeah, she was the person who started my love of singing, um, and growing up, like, I think we were so lucky, like, for me, growing up, throughout the '90s, having Alanis Morissette, Sheryl
Uh-huh.
Crow, just, like, amazing Courtney Love, like, just amazing rockin' women
Right.
singer-songwriters. Like, I feel like that was a time when I remember having, like, the Women in Song CDs. I just feel like it was a
Uh-huh.
time when women and female musicians and singer-songwriters, ooh, Liz Phair was another one.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
just like, yeah, there were so many to look up to, and actually Sarah McLachlan, I would say, was a huge influence, and I remember going to Lilith Fair when I was 13, and just, like, every act there I was obsessed with, and, I just watched the documentary recently, and it just took me back, but actually, when I got my piano tuned and started writing songs again, I had the sheet music for Angel by Sarah McLachlan, and that was, like, sort of the first song that I played in getting back into songwriting, so, yeah, a lot of, like, Canadian
Mm.
female
Some
musicians.
right. And some great, powerful, like you said, singer-songwriters with such force, right? So if somebody is new to your music and they've not heard your songs before, how would you describe your style?
I would say fun and funny, doesn't take itself too seriously, upbeat, great songs to sing along to. I'm always very aware when I'm creating something of what the experience is from the other side. So when I was writing this record, I really wanted it to feel like it took people on a journey and it was something that they could put on when they're going for a walk or in the bus or taking a road trip and just feel like they're going on a ride with me and, like, they wanna sing along and that they're feeling good along the way.
Right. Yeah, positive vibes, right? Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, relatable, positive vibes, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Ellie, tell us a little bit about what you have coming up in terms of shows or new singles and that kind of thing.
So my album releases May 29th, and leading up to the album release, I'm gonna be releasing a few singles. So my next single comes out March 18th, and it's called Pushing 40, and it's
Okay.
the title track of the record. Um And then after that, I've got another single coming out, and then after that, I've got another single coming out. There's gonna be a music video, with the single that's coming out paired with my album release, and I'm gonna have a big old album release show here in
Fun.
Edmonton, where I'm based from, in May, so, yeah,
Cool.
really looking forward to that.
That sounds like fun. So, where do you have a website? Where's the best place to follow along to stay up to date with all of your stuff?
So you can you can find me at ellieheath.com. Or I'm on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, follow me wherever. I'm always updating and sharing, whether it's like little clips from music videos or just my thoughts around,
Mhm.
the songs or what's happening in my life. So, yeah, people can
Cool.
follow along.
Great. Thank you very much for taking some time out of your busy schedule today to chat with me, Ellie. I really appreciate it, and it was great to connect with you.
Yeah, it was awesome connecting with you too. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.